What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and this is your match preview. It's Everton against Spurs. Whew. Okay, so let's digest a few things out of this. Tottenham, 2 weeks ago, were in a weird place, like weird. I didn't quite see what was going on. I don't think the fans were... I think the fans have completely lost faith in the club. They've got this sort of Levy structure. So Levy's the chairman, but they've got Enoch, I think, behind it, and it's just a shower of shit. Basically, they are in right mess in the boardroom, and Conte just called it out. And he ended up being mutually terminated after 3 or 4 days, and Everton are going to get a very different Spurs coming to Goodison Park, a team that we know has got quality in it, but we don't know what they're going to be like under this particular manager and this management structure. I think it's quite interesting that Everton come into this game on the back of a good result, and actually a few good results. And Tottenham are coming to Goodison really, really weird. And I'm kind of hoping that the emotion of the game would just mean that Everton can get a result. We have struggled in the past with Spurs at Goodison. I've seen some horrendous games. I've seen Spurs beat us, I think it was 5-2. I've seen us lose 1-0 in a game where we battered them. I've seen 1-1s where Young-min Son, the nicest football player to ever exist, snaps Andre Gomez after basically giving a look that he was going to snap him. So I've seen horrible games against Spurs. As a football team, I'm not a massive fan of Spurs. Not because I don't rate them, and we always seem to struggle at home against Spurs. And I remember a few years ago, it was under Ancelotti when we went to Spurs and we won. We beat them 1-0. I think Calvert-Lewin scored in the 9th minute, and I kind of thought, yes, we're going to kick on. This is another opportunity for Everton to step up then, and we've sort of regressed as they've progressed. This Spurs side aren't brilliant, but they've just got a bit more about them than Everton have, and obviously they're fighting for Champions League football and we're fighting to stay in the league, and there's a difference. There's a gulf in quality, but in the mentality perspective, I think both clubs are all over the shop at board level. I think Everton are all over the place at board level. I think Spurs are all over the place at board level. We sit there and we talk about this whole financial fair play thing. I think it's an absolute farce at this point, because you've got clubs being able to spend so much money. But, you've got Tottenham fans that want the board out and want the managers changed and all of this. And I semi-understand it, but they're fighting for the Champions League, while Everton are in exactly the same boat, fighting to stay in the league. It's ridiculous. Everton have got this whole point suggestion above their head about how the punishment that could be potentially points deduction could end up this season. But I think they want to do that. I think it will be this season if it's a points deduction. And I'll put it that straight, because I think they don't want a recap of what happened last season with Burnley and Leeds. Burnley are going to get promoted. They know that. So apart from the financial hit of one season where they get parachute payments anyway, and Burnley probably were built financially to cope with relegation much better than Everton are. It probably wasn't the end of the world for them going down. So them coming back up, it's kind of like, look, we know we messed up, but both you and Leeds, who complained about us in the first place, are both back in the Premier League. So you've got that issue, but you've also got the issue of contending with the fact that Everton, if they go down, I don't think we go up. I don't think we come back up. I think financially, I think we'd be in a right mess, and we already know that. And while we sit there and we all saw in the auditor statement the particular comment about what would happen if Everton got relegated. It is concerning and it is alarming. The positive we have, though, is we've got a manager that knows what he's doing, and that's abundantly obvious. He's made this Everton side much more difficult to beat. We probably concede a similar amount of goals to what we did under Frank, but actually we're playing more aggressive football. We're putting the ball in the box. We're creating more chances. And if we did have a Calvert-Lewin who was fit, I'm sure we'd score more goals. Lewin probably not back for this game, I get the impression. But irrespective of that, Everton have to take the game to Spurs. They have to. They have to go into this game and they have to be able to produce a performance that gets a goal or two. Because I don't think one goal wins this game. I don't think 1-0 wins this game. With the form that Harry Kane has been in, Young-min Son has started to look better as well. They've got goals in midfield. I just think that Spurs will score at Goodison, which means we have to, because we need to win. You know, West Ham won today, Bournemouth won yesterday. This is an absolute must-win game for Everton Football Club. Let's not sugarcoat this. You know, if we hadn't have beat Arsenal, we'd be out of this. You know, if we hadn't have gone and got results at games where we might not have expected them, Chelsea, that's 4 points we arguably wouldn't have. You know, and we'd be relegated. We'd be done. We'd be finished. I'd be convinced we're going. Whereas right now, if we win tomorrow, we can go 13th or 14th, whatever it is with West Ham's result. We can legitimately start trying to look up, because there is some games coming up after this Tottenham game and the Man United game a week later that Everton can win. You know, the Fulham at home, the Palace away. These are games that Everton can go and win. You know, we've got Newcastle at home. They're currently playing. I don't know what the score is. We've got opportunities coming up where Everton can take points. So if they can get points against the teams you don't expect them to, like the Arsenals, like the Tottenhams, like the Manchester United, we're going to do fine. So that's what we need to do. Everton have to score 2 goals tomorrow. And I'm not even saying Everton can't. I'm convinced we can. I don't think Spurs deal with set pieces particularly well. I think we've got the physicality in the midfield to cope with any problem that we have there. And I think we've got pace in Damari Gray who can run in between the lines. I think we've got McNeil who's been playing really, really well and will track back and will do a good job on the fullbacks. I think Everton can win. And I'm going into this game positive. My team is as follows. Pickford, Godfrey. 2 centre-halves will be Michael Keane, and I can't believe I'm saying this really. Michael Keane, and Tarkowski. Seamus Coleman goes in at right back. Midfield, Doucouré, Onana, Idrissa Gana Gueye, front three. Iwobi, who needs a good game. Iwobi absolutely needs a good game. McNeil and Damari Gray up front. If Calvert-Lewin's back, I drop Iwobi and Gray goes in there and Calvert-Lewin up front. That would be my team. And Everton can win. Let's not sugarcoat this. Let's not beat around the bush. Everton have to win. 3 points tomorrow. Big game. Let's be positive. Let's keep smiling. Let's go and win this game. Come on there, guys. Up the toffees. Peace.